Well, there we go. Oh, another live stream every Tuesday evening, 8:30, or maybe 5 minutes late. The live stream on our YouTube channel Chronoglide. And what do you think of this gem? Literally a gem. Let's see if we have the chat. Plop, plop, plop. Hey, Elder. Well, there we go, gentlemen. Watch service. Paul, Watty Time, Rayam, Watch Whisperer. John van Guernsey, Vasco, goedenavond. Little Viking. Bradley, everybody is there. What do you think about this little gem? It is even so much nicer than you think. Than you already think. So, another Tuesday, another 8:30. Velvia van Kilmarnock, hi there. Kilmarnock wasn't Christy Moore from Kilmarnock. Hey Wim, Sidewalk, everybody is there. Craig, Arike, good evening. Well, Edwin, ga lekker op de bank liggen man, jij bent ook een avondje vrij. Vacheron Constantin, that is the pinnacle of watchmaking usually. For quite some time we think here in the workshop probably even nicer than Patek in the finishing, in presentation. It is really something special. So see if it works like this. Plop. Ah, that is working. Huub, het is carnaval. Ja, true. Maar ik ben meer een Hollander. Met Hollandse heupen. En die bewegen niet zo goed. I'm not too much of a carnival guy. The diamonds are set in the proper way. Plip, plop. Is it working? Of course this is working. We've been doing it for way over 6 years. Are we approaching 7 years now? 6 or 7? Continuous. The setting of the diamonds. Oh, and I love the linen dial. It's quite some time overlooked, but it's a lovely effect. Do you see the lines like this? This is called a linen dial. I'll show you in way more detail in a moment. What I love about the... Ooh, this is what we are going to... Well, we do the finishing all over, but the lines... There is the solid gold, but we love here the proper diamond setting, so all the light is transparent through the diamonds. Do you see that? So when it's cleaned, the light will travel all through the diamond. It sparkles like mad. It is beautiful. Full golden bracelet with the Vacheron stamp. Not easy to adjust for length. And just, yeah, lovely. Another Vacheron, the Maltese cross with a diamond encrusted. I thought, well, if we go for Valentine's Day, let's do it properly with, for me, the ultimate ladies watch. It is just beautiful. Manuel, hi there. They are fixed. Yeah. I don't think it is adjusted 4, 9 and Le Chiffre with all the numbers. Let's have a look on the inside. Hey Janneke, leuk dat je erbij bent. En BFX en oh everybody. It is proper blingy 80. So let's not make more scratches than that. Sylvain from France. Bonsoir. Carmine Cycles. Hi there. So nice to hear from you. Okay. Well, as we know from Vacheron Constantin, the inside is probably more beautiful than the outside. Bit like us here. What do we see here? All the attention to detail. Perlage on the inside. It is really heavy. It's just a solid block of 18 karat gold. Almost a Deep Purple album. It's beautiful. And now the star of the show. Just look at that. Let's do a calibration. Sorry for that. There's a piece of a pet in here. Hey Lars. Oh, thank you so much. You've been donating 5 memberships. Oh, that is nice. Sudo Ibiza. Ibiza. Dankjewel. Leuk om van je te horen. So, very generous Lars. So nice of you to give away the 5 memberships. Cool. No plastic pallet fork, John. You're absolutely right. But did you spot this bit over here? A broken screw. Well, we do love a challenge. Adjusted to heat, cold and 5 positions. Well, that is simply showing off. Shock system. Extremely flat movement. I will remove the pad. Ryan, I don't think the bracelet is adjusted. It is soldered, gold soldered to the right length. I think that is the 22 jewels. Jewels are the rubies, ruby hard material. So that is a bearing. And a rule of thumb, I know, I'm quite aware there are some exceptions, but the higher level of amount of jewels, the better the quality. Not always, but as a rule of thumb, that will stand. So for just a hand-wound movement, 22 jewels. That is because they have capstones here. Lovely design. The finishing, immaculate. The sunburst effect. The Geneva stripes. Over there. Very labor intensive because the movement has to be finished, then assembled, then across the bridges and cocks the Geneva stripes. And as all finishing methods, it serves a purpose, because now you know they are always in line because they have been finished at the same time when it was assembled. So these parts have beautiful straight lines. If you are replacing a part, it will be lopsided. It will never be that straight line between all the parts. So now we know the cocks and bridges belong together. Even though it's a beautiful effect, it does have a purpose. Here the beautiful anglage of the sides, the angling. Very hard to do manually because it has to be even. Do you see this curve there? It has to be perfect perpendicular. Lovely. The cap jewels are rubbed in. Gentlemen, excellent question. We'll have a look later in a moment when we disassemble it. Then here with the different types of finishing, the black polish, and this is immaculate black polish. You probably know, but black polish is all the light is reflected, so it's either they're black or white or black or white, no gray area in between, because all the light is reflected. It is the perfect surfaced mirror-like surface. Very hard for the watchmaker not to make any scratches, because it's all a perfect flat surface. So every single scratch you will see immediately. Here for the timing pins, everything you see is just elegant and nice. Here you see the two timing pins, the two dots. And we can already safely say it's got a beautiful pallet fork. But we see that in a moment. Hey Hans-Peter, leuk dat je erbij bent. Over tightening screws, yeah. Might well we cross that bridge when we get there. Maar goed gezien. Yeah. This is the only slightly worrying thing. Oh, and if I zoom in, and then I'm going to do some work. But here the teeth. Even in between the teeth of this tiny movement, it is polished. That is attention to detail. Nobody is gonna see it, but we are proud to be in watchmaking, and this is how we roll. I love that. Because of the height, the simplest solution for a click, just like the Seiko solution. Ryan, excellent question. Isochronism. Make sure it's not lost in translation. Isochronism is loosely translated that the balance wheel is moving freely. Chronos is time, ISO is equal, so in an equal time it's moving beautiful freely, and that is the isochronism. The polish on the gear is top notch. You're absolutely. Hey Roderick, leuk! I don't even wear a watch. It's just the beauty in watchmaking. And it's got, and now for something completely different, an dust cover screw. And you see there is a spring loaded ring inside the crown. So if you pull it out or push it in, the small ring will cover this bit here where dust can come in. Jeff, it is a lovely watch, yeah. Wow. So there, the watch case again with the setted diamonds. It is like icing sugar. Lovely stuff. Especially when it's cleaned, the diamonds will be so bright. Really, really nice. So, even kijken. The tiny movements. Well, let's have a look at the dial and hands. The linen dial. Usually, most of the time, Vacheron and Constantin are so well balanced and not shouting out. So it's timeless in simplicity for design, but execution is absolutely top notch. It is stunning. So especially when we finish with this, polishing the markers, polishing the hands, it will be just beautiful. Vacheron Constantin will never scream. Well, what to say? Will never scream at you, but then again, I'll take that back. But for design, it is well balanced. So, subtle, Craig, thank you so much. There we go. And there are no marks on the dial. And the check that the pivots are right in the middle. So it's not like this, but it's like that. Let's hunt for dial feed screws. Another Maltese cross on the crown. There's the first. It is a tiny, tiny movement. So, how will you polish sorts? Oh, Joe Junk, I'll show you in a moment. Excellent question. Cool. Well, if you just joined, my name is Kalle Slaap, watchmaker from the Netherlands, and you're watching live watchmaking. The beautiful Vacheron Constantin. And these screws are tiny, tiny. Look at this. Now that is a tiny screw, but see how well made it is. I do hope you agree it's kinda small, this screw, but so well turned on lathe. So crisp, even though it is so small. Well, yeah. So there's the one. Let's have a look. There's the one. And then the other one must be there. Yeah. There we go. Oh. There's a number. 676029, I think. 25. 676025. No, that's what she says, jokes. Said the actress to the bishop while stirring a tea with the other hand. Yeah. Well, actually too small to pick up. Try it anyway. Yeah. Even that screw head is tight. Do you see that? Highly polished. Well. Sorry, I have to concentrate for a moment. There we go. The back, simply production marks. So we can put that safely away, and now, yeah. Really curious about the yoke spring. Do you see that? That is of unusual beauty. There, the straight line finishing, and these are screw. That's from the main barrel. This is a screw tip, not a screw head, but the screw tips are highly polished. That is the glorious insanity of watchmaking. Polishing the screw tips in this level, that is of a part you'll never see, but we know it's there, so it has to be perfect. That I love that. There, the hour wheel. There, the inspection hole incorporated in the design of the setting lever spring. So if I pull it, this is setting the hands. So now you can see the engagement between the sliding pinion and the next wheel for setting the hands. But this might be a surprise. And I wonder what the yellow is underneath here. Have a look. Well, first things first, remove the cannon pinion so we don't forget later on. Yeah. How are you going to impress somebody in the pub telling that you're a screw tip polisher? Hey RV, hi there. Yeah, Rob, that's it. This is the cannon pinion, but as you probably know by now, and even this is highly polished. It is of exceptional beauty. Before we continue, I would like to take the power from the mainspring. It is crazy small, Johnny. Hi there, good to see you, my friend. Well, if you are working on watches, you are probably familiar with the normal movement holder. This is the smallest movement holder. You see how close it is. It is crazy small. Hey Zach, hi there. Nice of you to join, cool. So, I call Magnus from Sweden. So, cheers everybody. So nice of you allowing me on your screen and hopefully showing you beauty, insane beauty. Cheers. Anton van Moskou, hi there. I only know spasiba. I don't know, hi there. Cheers. Oh, yeah. And another one because we can. It's needed. Laos Kiss, hey. And the cleaner. Side question, Kalle, what kind of stone is it you are using to sharpen your screwdrivers? Excellent question, Eric. There are usually two stones. One is coarse, that is the India stone, and one is fine and white, and that is the Arkansas stone. Arkansas stone. This is super fine, and this is composite material. So Arkansas stone ground with a composite pressed, and then you get a beautiful homogeneous surface. Hey Marianne, hi there. Yeah, so that's it, and that's super fine. Arkansas stone. Thank you, Ross. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, grits, Rob. I'm really not too sure about grits. Oh, Martin, Charmin, you've got one of those stones. Those magnets are really strong. Well, you don't spend time on your knees then, because everything is just outside the wooden box, all the parts. Not that ever anything fallen on the ground here in this workshop. Never. You would really understand that. Well, power. Oh, of course, power from the mainspring. Yeah, but it came in because if you wind it, it is so less friction that we probably know already that the mainspring is broken. So, and just to be sure, I'm going to remove the ratchet wheel. But probably there cannot be any power in the mainspring because of the broken spring. Nikos from Canada. Sounds rather Greek. Oh, over within 2 weeks I'll be in Athens, Greece, not Georgia, and we'll be flying back on a Tuesday evening. So that's not next week, but the week after that. So I cannot be live, but a former student of our here in the workshop is an insane Timex collector, and he's got an insane collection. So up front we'll be taping an interview with him, and he show us all kinds of Timex and all the juicy details and stories behind them. So yeah, within 2 weeks. I cannot be live, but I make sure there's a nice show waiting for you about collecting a brand that you never expect to be collecting, but it is nice. Here, the beautiful flat solution, the simplest way of a click, and as used by Seiko. Let's see if there are any play. Not extreme, but it is too much. Bordering the extreme. Hey, what's the over there? Yeah, again, perlage on the top. Lovely. So, no more power in the mainspring. Let's remove the balance wheel. So, mini hammer time. That is what it's going to be, yeah. Matze Katze. Hi there, from Germany. Guten Abend. How do you lubricate the stones of the wheels? Can you remove them? I'm not sure yet. We see in a moment. Even wat kijken. Ja, there we are. So, because it's so small, the balance wheel is relatively heavy. So, I'm going to lift it with the balance cock. Watch Whisperer, how do you know what angle to sharpen your screwdriver? It's just feel, and once you got the feel right, you always do it the same way, so you always have the same shape. It's just what you like. If you are working on, oh sorry, there's a question about Watch Whisper about the angle of your screwdriver. If you are working on pocket watches roughly before 1820, the slot of the screws are relatively small. So you change your angle. If you are working on Seikos, the slot of the screws is relatively wide. You change the angle. And there is a sweet spot for the Omega 560 series or 550. Strangely enough, those screws slots are just a bit different than other calibers of Omega. So I like to adjust your screwdrivers, but it is a few seconds work because you do it all day, every day. So it isn't a task, or it is just, yeah, you do it by yourself. Automatic carbon tip tweezers, no scratches. Lift the balance wheel. And there we are. Easy, easy. Catch the monkey. Ooh, look at that. The lovely, strange shape of a pallet fork. Especially this notch over here is unusual. Look at, oh, it's beautiful. Don't you think? I think so. There's such a high degree in polishing. Wow. Oh, and here you can see the screw here is slightly over tightened because it's on that side and on that side. So it's deformed while tightening. Do you see that? Because it's that side and here that side. Hey, we are looking through a microscope to the insane small detail. So even with a loop, you won't see this from the screw like this. So we are using an insane scale. But then again, we are looking at insane beauty. And still kind of worried about this one, the missing, I presume, screw, because screw over there, then you expect another one over here, even though the screw head is kind of small, because this is the setting lever screw, and this complete bridge is a bit too big for just those two screws. So I think it's a screw to retain the bridge, but we see that in a moment. First I'm going to remove the lovely pallet fork. And do you see the genius in design that the bridge are the banking pins as well? That is genius on a tiny level. Oh, sorry if you are a bit new to the subject of watchmaking. The pallet fork is going back and forth. Where are we? Here we are. And that's the bit that says tick tock. Here we have a tick and we have a tock. But it cannot move too much, so it needs to be a banking pin. It has to be one side or the other side. So now, because it is insane small, this watch, there wasn't enough space for banking pins. So the sides of the bridge, the sheer construction, if I remove the fiber first, those are the banking pins. That's just genius design. It is beautiful. Yeah, clearly, just like an Unitas, you're absolutely right. But let me see. But that's an Unitas. And this is the movement we are working on in the moment. It is slightly bigger than the balance wheel of an Unitas. And everything is in there. So. Yeah. First the pallet fork. Oh, and we're going to Greece, my girlfriend and me, to see the Antikythera mechanism. It's a bucket list thingy of mine. There we go. Sorry about that, but I do have to concentrate as well for this. Here, everywhere you look, except if you're using the wrong camera. Everywhere you look, there is beauty in this movement. Ooh. Do you see here the jewel of the pallet fork? And this is the inside. This is the outside. But the inside there is slightly curved. If I play with the light, you can see it's a curved surface for this jewel. And that is to reduce friction on the pallet fork pivot. There. I hope you can see this is curved on the inside. So the famous drawing. Look, the engineering is out of this world. I fully agree. Plop. Famous drawing. The pivot of a pallet fork is usually straight. So if it's slightly curved, well, a bit exaggerated, that is straight, then here the surface which is touching is reduced. That has less friction than if it was straight. I hope that makes sense. And this is, well, I'll show you. Willing to sacrifice here. Yes, I know it's grey. Get a life. I think the jewel is a third of a hair. Never mind the hole in the middle. And that jewel, they took the effort to make it curved. And that is doable, okay, yeah. But like everything in watchmaking, of course we know how to do the surface and the finishing and the turning on the lathe and using a mill. We know how to do that. How will you hold the item? That is the trick in watchmaking and working this small. How do you hold it? We know how to work it, but then how? That is again the insanity of watchmaking that I love. And then this pallet fork. Flawless. It is. BFX, yeah, you can hold it with shellac. You're absolutely right. But every single piece, work it, take it off the shellac. Elder, you're asking about a caliber 101 of Jaeger LeCoultre, GG LeCoultre. The day after tomorrow, we are uploading a video about that particular movement. Yeah, our edit meister Teun just finished the editing. I don't even want to grip it because it is so. Oh, here you can see the straight edges of the pivots I just drawn or tried to draw. And again, I know you know, but still. Well, desperately to show what's underneath, but I want to show the other side, but because that is where the beauty is. Here. Well, I don't want to spend hours on it, but still. Change of tactics. Just like dropping a sandwich, the buttered side is always down. Take two. There. Knowing how to polish is one, but holding it while you do the angling, it's just insane. It is just insane. How small and how beautiful. Yeah, butter it on both sides. Of course, this pallet fork should be highly polished on both sides, so it always should be. Okay. Well, there we go. Oh, one more thing, sorry. Here is the tips of the escape wheel, and those are highly polished as well. Just the angle and the sides. Maybe I can go inside it. Yeah. Again, to reduce friction. Do you see the tips of the escape wheel? They have an angle on both sides, so the sliding surface between the pallets and the escape wheel is reduced. Well, I don't want to pull another hair or bald spots over here, but it is insane small. Well, really enjoying this one. And please remember, nobody will see this. Anton, I've worked with a smaller movement, and the day after tomorrow we'll be uploading a video about the Jägle Coultre 101, and that is just tiny. But I have to, this is pretty close to the smallest. And again, nobody is going to see the movement in the normal case. It's just the joy for the watchmaker. And the pride of the watch producer. And that is what is missing sometimes. The pride of the watch producer. A Boulder Guide, it is insanely small. Now I really want to see. Here are the capstones. If I play with the light, what is the construction underneath? Here, you cannot remove them, but as you can see, the openings around the jewels, that if you clean them in your cleaning machine, it will rinse out the old lubrication. This is high precision watchmaking. I'm really enjoying this. You don't have to be a watchmaker, but if you just look at how the tips shine, it's like like it's on fire. It is beautiful. Those are the highly polished tips. Now that's quality. If you don't like the stream, please don't hit the like button. If you are enjoying it even slightly like me, please hit the like button and share with friends. I am amazed. Well, we repair watches here in our workshop in the Netherlands, and we do get quite a few collectors in here who want their watch to be running perfect again. Okay, no problem. How and sorry, zip, 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 zip. If a client comes in, we make an estimate, a quote, but we have a camera on the front desk, and we watch together on a big screen the inside of a watch, just like this. And then I can show, well, look, there is rust, there's a broken screw, there's a part missing, a bit like that. And I am amazed how many times an avid collector never seen the inside of a watch, or the movement, or how beautiful, or this is insane of course, but how beautiful the inside of a watch is. That is just so. Please share the stream or our YouTube channel Chronoglide with your watchmaking friends, and hopefully have them enthusiastic about the inside of a watch, because that is where the beauty is. And little Viking, thank you so much. That is so generous. Cheers. That is cool. Thank you. And yeah, almost 30,000. Yeah. Ooh. For the last 30 days, it just skyrocketed. It's just insane. And that makes me a bit apprehensive, because we can never maintain that growth, I think. How many people are interested on the inside of a watch? We just don't know. Hey, but thank you so much for your support. Now I'm going to remove this bridge, and then we see the trouble ahead. Well, already removed the cannon pinion, so we can remove the last two wheels. I presume this screw has got a double function. It is securing the bridge and the click. Well, Elder, you say we have to use artificial intelligence? But we are dealing with natural stupidity here every single day. Lift it up. See how we can lift it up without leaving any marks. perlage and finishing on the inside of the bridge. So the side that no one will see of a part that no one will see. Ah, it's beautiful. But now, what is... The previous watchmaker already knew it was broken. And tried to take it out. And simply left it in. I will check in a moment if the spring is broken. Well, they try to push against the broken screw with a screwdriver. Let me see, it is... There it is. So I think the tip is there. Oh, next to that hole. Next to that hole. Well, we see it in a moment, but this is the just the shiny bit in the recess over there is the broken screw head. As in, let's have a look. The most common reason why a screw will break is simply that it is the wrong screw. Usually. How to remove it? Yeah, we'll have a look. Now I'm removing the other part from the other side of the movement, so we can have a closer look. Maybe it's a job for Fat Bertha. Dikke Bertha. It's a jig borer from Deckel who can drill in coordinates. Oh, look at that. Oh ja, dat is mooi. Kijk, dat is toch mooi. Look at the grace of that yoke spring. Just the elegance of this. It just could be a bit of wire spring. Just the same function. Nobody will see it. Wow, this is just beautiful. Oh, appa, dankjewel. Yeah. to the 100k. Dankjewel man, echt heel leuk. Cheers. Beautiful design, but completely impossible to pick up because it's still under tension, remember? So move it like this. And I'm not going to use the oiler. Oh, there's a small recess here. Get underneath. Oh. Slowly, slowly, catch the monkey. There we go. Without making any scratches. But it's always, oh, look at that. Isn't that just the prettiest spring ever? Yoke spring. I'll try to even with the straight graining and the anglage. Oh wow, thank you so much. Oh wow. David, that is so incredibly generous. Wow, thank you so much. And Aaron and Peapod from Boston. Powell, cheers. Oh wow, thank you so much. That is so appreciated. Stanley from London, hi. Wow. Again, all of you, thank you so much. Powell, David, Aaron, of course. Even that is really, really generous. Here. Straight graining and angling and oh man. It doesn't get better than this. I truly believe that. Even if, oh yeah, British Watchmakers Day on the 9th of March. I saw it. I'm really, really tempted. But the flights to London aren't that, well, great. But I have to think about it. Going to the Watchmaking Day would be so nice to meet everybody. I really do hope you agree that the inside of this watch is so much nicer than the diamond encrusted 18 karat gold beauty, but the inside is where that's the star of the show. And then the broken screw. Well, oh, tickets are sold out. Well, I have a look, but that's that problem solved. This problem isn't solved yet. What the most elegant way of doing, because it is really, really small. There's one. I think it's about twice the size of a hair. We cannot grip it, so we have to remove the broken part of the screw there. The most elegant way is to drill it out with our jig borer, Fat Bertha, and make an oversized screw. And the oversize is just where the thread is. We keep the screw head the same, so, and it is just the tiniest bit oversize, but then you can screw it down just like original, and the screw head is just the same, and we try to polish it and make it perfect, but this is going to be an challenge. But then again, a calm sea never made a good sailor, so yeah. And then probably the issue that it came in with is there, the broken. Hey Max, thank you. So even if they are 10,000 diamonds on the outside and 18 karat gold, we love the inside. Midgard, hi there. Oh, Joe Junk, yeah, you're absolutely right. The question about the markers and the hands. Simple. Leerlatje in Dutch. Piece of wood that keeps it straight. And there is a high grade leather. Oop, there we are. And leather has got an abrasive action, so it polishes without making scratches, and that's why there's a piece of plastic over. You really don't want any contamination in the leather strip, otherwise you make scratches, and that is how you make a beautiful straight surface and make it shiny again. Yeah, thank you so much for reminding me that that was the question. All of you, thank you so much for allowing me on your screen and enjoying with me the insanity of haute horlogerie, high horology, the real top tier of watchmaking, because I really do mean this. It doesn't get better than this in design, in execution, in finishing. It is beautiful. Chamois Wim is probably zeem and not the leer. Well, again, all of you, thank you so much. The donations, David, and the rest of you, thank you so much. And giving away the memberships, really nice. All of you, thank you so much. Enjoy your evening. The day after tomorrow, a video on our YouTube channel Chronoglide about the smallest movement we ever did. And please share this stream with your watchmaking friends. Most of them probably never seen this degree of beauty inside a watch. Again, enjoy your evening.